Okay, tomorrow is the 21st, and if you're a Resident Evil fan, you might know that it is the 20th anniversary of Resident Evil 2. And the one thing that has been on everyone's minds regarding Resident Evil 2 is whether Capcom is going to announce something about Resident Evil 2 Remake. Now, I think it's been probably about 2 or 3 years since they've teased something related to the development of the game, like when they first showed a little thing for it, and then mentioned that they were going to be working on it. And since then, there's been little itty-bitty things leaking out information-wise on the possible direction that they may go with it. Some positives, some other things that might have people worried. It's been unclear for quite a long time, so people aren't really sure what to expect. There's just a lot of opinions flying around about it. However, just within the past week or so, Capcom, through some of their social media outlets, have been teasing, at least a lot of people suspect that they've been teasing a possibility of the game being announced this Sunday. Now, I'm gonna actually show what some of those things are. Most of them, they're just really small, like barely noticeable things, unless you're paying attention. And they're related to, the first things are related to the Twitter accounts of both the Western Resident Evil Twitter and the Japanese one. The Japanese Resident Evil Twitter actually made the change first, which was related to the profile header. And people have some different opinions on that, whether it means something or not. I'll actually put up what it looks like. And so as you can see, there's a very noticeable gap next to the other 3 games that are shown on the profile header. It actually seems like there's enough room to fit another game that could possibly be coming out. Now, others that I've read had said that they're simply just leaving a black space there so that the profile picture or the avatar doesn't cover like any text or pictures. But I was like, I'm not sure about that. So I went on the Wayback Machine just to check on, to see if the Wayback Machine had any like snaps of the older profile headers that they used for the Twitter, and it doesn't seem like they followed that rule. And I'm gonna put that to actually show you what some of the older headers were. So yeah, it doesn't seem like they followed that rule really. They have some of the avatars actually covering like full banners, so it's really hard to say whether they are teasing something or not, but I certainly think they could be. It just seems a little weird to have such a big space there next to the other 3 games. And then the Western Resident Evil Twitter changed their profile avatar or picture, and it's so the background picture is actually a black and white thing of the mansion from Resident Evil 1. So okay, classic Resident Evil, and then the actual font, like it's Resident Evil, but it's in a font that's similar to Resident Evil 2, or at least it looks very similar to the font that was used on the image. They showed like when they were first announcing Resident Evil 2 or teasing something about its development, they actually showed like an image that had the words Resident Evil 2 on it, and then there was like a kind of like a bluish background. So it actually looks very similar to that logo. So a lot of people thought that, okay, you have the Japanese Twitter account teasing one thing with that profile header image, and all of a sudden the Western Twitter account for Resident Evil changed their avatar to reflect sort of like, hinting at something classic related to Resident Evil. So everyone's like, okay, maybe they are going to do something. We're not sure. Then, just recently, the domain for Resident Evil 2, like I've seen a tweet about this, and I'll actually put the tweet up, and the people who are posting tweets up, they're like, I don't know how people are finding out this stuff. I guess everyone's been poking around just to see if there's anything up at all. But the ResidentEvil2.com was, people check that, and when you go to it, it just says okay. It just says okay in regular text. I thought that was funny actually when I saw it, laughed out loud. It's like, okay, they're doing something, And then I saw another tweet suggesting, or actually, I don't know how they found this out. I guess they were looking up patent information or domain license information or something, but the domain license for ResidentEvil2.com was renewed, like, I guess they said 4 days ago, or just very extremely recently. So it would seem that Capcom is preparing to do something with that website. Gee, I wonder what it is. Now, there are 2 other tweets that I forgot that are also big indicators of something to come, and that has to do with, like, members of the development team. At least for one of them, I don't know if he was being interviewed by someone or someone inquired about what was going on with Resident Evil 2 Remake, but it was an illustrator for some of the past games, and he said that things were going good, I think, with the game. I don't know if I guess with the game he was like saying that things were going smoothly, everything's going alright. There's, like, you know, they haven't... Oh yeah, I remember what it was. I think some people are wondering if it was stuck in development hell because they haven't heard anything about it for quite a while. And the guy actually said it was the other way. It's actually still going. It's not stuck in development hell. Everything's going fine. And the other tweet is a picture of a development team, a Capcom development team. Everyone's gathered together. Seems like they're, possibly celebrating that they finished something. And they were also saying that, things are going great, things are going smoothly. They don't say what it is that they're talking about, like what game they're referring to. I think some people were actually thinking they might have been some work on Devil May Cry 5, because I know there's been some hints about that too. So some people thought it may have been referring to Devil May Cry 5, but other people think they actually mean that it's Resident Evil 2 Remake, that they've gotten to a certain point where they might show it off soon. And Sunday's tomorrow, the 21st is tomorrow. So, do you think they're gonna show something? Drop a little bit of information, or wait until there's actually like an expo of some kind to show off Resident Evil 2 Remake? I don't know. I'm excited to... It would be like, great to actually have it on the anniversary of Resident Evil 2, though. That would be good. Everyone would be happy, although if they drop, like, even if they just hint at the smallest thing, I'd be fine with that too. Just even just an image. Just throw an image up, and then maybe give us an idea of when something could be showing, like an actual trailer. When the next, like, I don't know when the next, like, gaming expo thing is. I don't keep track of it. I don't know. There's, like, I mean, sometimes Capcom's very selective about where it shows some of its games, like when it's showing off a new thing. It doesn't always show it at E3 or Comic-Con. It's just, it just really depends on how they feel in regards to when to show it. So, I don't know if we're going to see anything or not. Now, before I end this, I wanted to talk about certain concerns that people have had. People are, I guess, kind of worried about seeing what they've done with it. And I'm pretty sure it mostly has to do with the, I haven't actually looked to see where it states this specifically, but I do believe the RE engine is being used for Resident Evil 2 Remake. And at first, like, a lot of people are saying, oh, it's going to be a VR game, or, oh, they're going to make it first person. It's not going to be like the classic style, like the fixed camera angles and the pre-rendered backgrounds and everything like that. Like what they did with Resident Evil Remake and Resident Evil 0, which had HD remasters not too long ago, and those actually did pretty well. But the concern is with RE engine being used, and I think people misunderstand that it's actually used to enhance the look of the renders. Really, it's the RE engine's being used to give the models a more organic look, and you can see that with Resident Evil 7. That's what it's being used for more detail, more of a smoother look when it comes to models. Now, my personal concern, and this actually, I didn't have this worry until the Not a Hero DLC, like more was shown of that, because, and also when they actually provided their reasons for it, for Chris's change of appearance. I'm actually kind of worried Now that if they're using the RE engine, are they going to use the photo scan technology for Leon and Claire and like any other characters that they have in it? Are they going to do that? And in doing so, are they actually going to completely change their appearances? Because with Chris, their excuse is, oh, well, we wanted to make it realistic, and we're having the photo scan technology being used, and we can't find anyone that looks like Chris. And that's a bunch of bullshit. There are plenty of people that look like Chris, like specifically, like both Chris's, like classic Chris and Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6 Chris, even though like bulky Chris has become quite a bit of a joke. But like, I don't know, I've gotten so used to like bulky Chris that he's become kind of endearing. So that's the only thing I'm worried about is appearance changes. Like if they're trying to make them look more realistic and use somebody that doesn't really fit it, you know? So that's the only thing I'm worried about. I do hope it ends up being like a good game though. What I want them named for is like what they did with Resident Evil Remake, so I'm hoping they go with that. I'm hoping they know that most of the fans probably want that for Resident Evil 2 Remake. I mean, I've seen a lot of different opinions. But, you know, either that or something slightly similar to Resident Evil 4, but not too actiony. Like, over-the-shoulder cameras, not that bad. But as long as they don't make it, like, I can't see how they make it action, you know? I don't know. I think, was it Dark Side Chronicles? I know Dark Side Chronicles was like a rail shooter, but I think the characters... No, that was in first person. I don't know what I'm thinking of. I don't know if over-shoulder camera would work or not for this. I don't think first person... Definitely don't think first person view would work for this either, so... I mean, Resident Evil 2 was designed around... The classic one was designed around the same thing as Resident Evil, the fixed camera angles and the pre-rendered backgrounds. And with enemies being like scattered very sparingly throughout the RPD. So I don't know, I guess we'll see. I am excited. I'm only slightly worried, but I'm mostly excited to see if they say anything tomorrow, so we'll see. And thanks for listening.